Hello and welcome to your daily oracle reading for Saturday for our full moon, October 31st, 2020. I'm Linda the Lightworker. I'm so glad you stopped in. All the info about me or the tarot decks I use are down below. Please take a moment to like, share, or subscribe my videos. All right, today I'm jumping into the Muse tarot deck. And we have this full moon energy. Let me just say the full moon is in Taurus. And this is our second full moon this month, so it's also called the Hunter Moon, which I thought was just so interesting, thinking about Hunter. It's just such a nice image. The Hunter Moon. So just remember that when we have this full moon in Taurus, that Taurus is just, oh my gosh, such a delicious zodiac sign. All they want is love. Taurians are so misunderstood. Remember yesterday when I was talking about like their inside voice and their outside voice not really matching, like what we think inside doesn't always match? Like a Taurus really tends to want so much love and is so loving and so generous and so committed to helping others, but sometimes they can be their worst enemy because they get stubborn. So just pay attention to that. This full moon is all about, remember last month, or earlier in the month rather, it was about, it was in Aries, so that was really fiery and intensity. This is much calmer. And remember, the emotions of these full moons stick around for a couple days before and a few days after. So I'll try and post this video early if I remember. All right. Our first card today, did I mention? I did, Chrisanne. All right, we have the Two of Inspiration. Now, we've had this card before recently, and your future, it looks like this little person here is sitting in the in-between zone. Do you see how the patterns and colors are shifting, and they're using a little telescope to look into the future? So this is what's on the horizon, you looking ahead for yourself of what's on the horizon. I've mentioned this COVID, that we're in the in-between times, and we still are in the in-between times. So you're still living a little bit in the past, but you're looking forward to stepping out into the future, whatever that's going to look like, maybe in a little bubble, so that you're safe while we're going through all of this pandemic stuff. But this is really about you taking stock and allowing yourself some time to envision your future, your brightness, and how things might go for you. This card is really about cultivating that. You have to believe it before you see it, and tightening up your vision. So pay attention to what you're noticing or thinking about if you are future gazing. Often when I see the Two of Inspiration, I like to think of it as a great time to do some vision boarding work, or for you to be able to do a creative process so that, or affirmation wise, so that you can step into your future. But it really is about taking that creative time to call in the future you want. That's the invitation, right? So pay attention to what you're calling to yourself, because, you know, in the bright side of the world, like when we're doing our inner work, it's about calling in a positive, healthy vision for ourselves. But when we're trapped in some fear or anxiety, we can call in some darkness for ourselves. So just notice where you are and where you're focusing your attention, especially with your thoughts on the future. Our second card is the Page of Emotions. And here we have this beautiful woman. I love this heart on her chest, that just emanating this love energy. And this really goes well with the Taurus full moon. It's about being in that loving energy. And I'm seeing this like the emotion of it all is right, like the cups, right? The Page of Cups is what we're talking about. So in the page, sometimes in traditional tarot, The page is about the adolescent sort of emotions coming up. But the invitation here is to make sure that that love that you're emitting for others and all of our wildlife, that you are giving that love energy for yourself too, and sitting in that loving energy. Because when I see these little tentacles and stuff get up, you know, sometimes, especially around the second and third chakra, or sometimes even the first chakras, when we talk about love, all kinds of other things it can open up a whole octopus of emotions, right? Of past experiences or past ways of having responded to challenging situations. So the invitation here is to pay attention to where your energies are, if you're in murky waters or if it's clear sailing. I don't know why sailing. She's not sailing, clearly, but she's in clear waters. All right, our third and final tarot card today is the Three of Voices. So this Three of Voices, obviously, this woman is grieving or mourning. And this is what I'm talking about with this vision for yourself. Like, let's say you're having some health issues and all you keep thinking of is, oh God, I can't believe I have another health issue going on. She's sitting in woe rather than things are going to work out. You know, she's going through her process of emotional process. This is the Three of Voices. So it's about listening to those stories we're telling. When I'm hearing the three, I'm hearing past, present, and future. And when I see the future card coming up, it's about really creating our future, noticing what these emotions are that are coming up. The invitation, especially with this Taurus full moon, is to love what arises. If fear is arising, love that. If judgment is arising, there's this technique. Have I shared this technique with you guys? I don't know if I have or not. I have a women's circle that we meet and we discuss wonderful ways how we're handling ourselves emotionally. And when judgment can come up, self-judgment, card looks like self-judgment to me, like with the eyes glaring down from beyond, like, how could you have X, Y, Z? Why did you blah, 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 right? That's judgment coming in, that inside voice. So the technique that I like to use is to say, oh my gosh, look at that. There's that precious little judging voice coming up. And to really look at that sweet little judgment that's going on. And if you're able to separate yourself just a little bit from the power that's overcoming you, get a little bit of separation, love that negative voice, that will turn that shame. This looks like shame, grief, burden, woe, fear. All of those emotions can turn around. So look at how you can soften that inside voice today if you're having judgment come up. Or even if you can't see your future, you're like, I can't see anything past this. Why can't I see? Right? That's how that inner dialogue. I see the cat playing with the ball of fur, right? The fur ball, the yarn, like the back and forth, the yes, the no, why, that over an analytical voice that's coming up. Greet it with love and with as much grace as humanly possible that you have, just to allow yourself to know that it will shift and it's just part of the human experience. All right, our final card today comes from the Sandra Ann Taylor Energy Oracle deck. All the info on my decks is down below. And here we have the beautiful Angel of Strength. So here she is in all this glory with her beloved lion by her side. And she is just going deep within in that well of strength that you have inside of you. So remember that you have been through so much worse than what you're going through right now. Slow it all down and call on this angel to help you remember where your inner strengths lie, and ask her for help and for guidance. And the best guidance that can come is by slowing down any sort of chaotic thoughts that might be happening, recognizing them and allowing them to go on their way. All right, my dear, it sounds a little bit like a whole mixed bag of emotions today, but do your best to go easy with yourself and to draw on that energy that you have within, that strength that shows up when you least expect it and you most need it. It's right there for you. All right, that's our reading for today. If you're one of my new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. I'm so thrilled that you stopped by this little channel. And I know sometimes those full moons can get us all emotionally kind of wound up. So do your best to take extra good care of yourself today. Eat the best food you can find. Say nice things to yourself. And remember to love yourself as much as you can. All right, my dear, I love you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.